Oh, baby, do we have a lot to break down this morning, guys. It's about 10:45 a.m. and the markets are exploding. We have the S&P 500 up 1.5% right now. We have the Russell up 2.3%. The Nasdaq's up 2.5% as the Dow is up over 1%. So we're going to be breaking down Walmart's earnings, Home Depot. We're going to talk a little bit about Warren Buffett, what he just did. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, and let's dive into the video. And by the way, we failed our 100-like challenge in my last video. Can we do it today? Hit that like button and let's dive right into the video. So again, markets are breaking out like no other. We have Chinese stocks up, tech stocks up, Buffett's making moves, and everybody clowned Warren Buffett, by the way, a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, when he was sitting on $150 billion of cash. The markets were going crazy. We saw, the bubble of 2020, 2021, and everybody was like, oh, Buffett, you're a freaking idiot. Stocks are going up. You're missing on the move. Well, he's looking pretty now when everything is down, and he's starting to make moves. He's buying, and we're going to break that down later in this video. So right now, SPY is back over $400. Again, it's up 1.5% as I'm making this video, and we are still trucking along. We're breaking out of the highs, or rather we did break the highs from yesterday, which you guys probably saw. We're right around $400 roughly dollars, and today we hit in the pre-market $403.50, and now we're pretty much holding these moving averages here on the 5-day 5-minute chart and consolidating, if you guys take a look here, right at the highs from yesterday, being again about $400. So that's a good sign. We ran up, took the highs out, fresh high at about 403.50. Now we're consolidating at 400. This is a very good sign for the bulls here, as the markets are, it's pretty early in the day. We're only an hour and some change in at this point. So, yeah, looking strong right now, as, again, we're holding above that $400 mark. And Triple Q, if I pull it up, let's see here how things are looking. It's up over 2%. And look at this. We broke out of this 285 mark. That was a couple days ago. We consolidated, you guys know, for the past, I think, 2 days it was. Let's pull the 5-day up. Yeah, we consolidated on Friday and Monday, and today we ran all the way to 295. In the pre-market, we actually filled that gap to 295, which, if you guys were watching my channel, this should not be a surprise to you, because we had this drawn out. We called it out. And at this point, we are a little overbought, I'll be honest, and we are getting some selling pressure. We hit 295 earlier. Now we're at 291. We're probably going to play in this window between 288, 285 on the lower end to about 290, 295. So watch out for Triple Q in this range. Again, this little 5, 6, 7 point window here, and if it does ultimately break 295, which is where my next alert is, I mean, that would be nice now, wouldn't it? The next spot we could be going to is 310, 315. That'd be the high here from the middle of September. That'd be the next gap, in my opinion, based on what I'm seeing here on my chart. That'd be the next gap to fill. So let's see what oil is doing, because last we checked, oil was down. Now it's pretty much right where it was, in the mid-80s a barrel. It is down a little bit now on the day, 93 cents as I'm filming this, down a little bit over 1%. And like I said, guys, in my last video, we have a head and shoulders clear as day. Now, based on the chart here, it looks like we took the lows out from 5 days ago, the 10th of this month. Lows right about 84.50 or 84.75, $85. We momentarily broke under that earlier in the session. And honestly, I do think this is setting up for a move to $80. Now, will it break 80 a barrel? Time will tell. Will it break 75 a barrel? Time will tell. I don't think it will necessarily in the short term, but who knows? We'll see. I mean, the chart is pointing to at least a test at $80, so we have to be ready for that. We have to realize that that is a legitimate possibility at this point in time. So, yeah, oil is down on the day, which doesn't really surprise me today, to be honest. And we have the metals down. Silver's down 2%. Gold is down about 0.3%, and the VIX, believe it or not, funny enough, is up. VIX right now is at 23 points roughly. It's up 0.25% on the day thus far, and you can see here VIX has come down a good chunk from the mid-30s to where it is now. It is down about 32%, and just the past month and a half, it is It's been hit. That's just the reality of the matter here. So let's talk about these earnings. Actually, before we dive into the earnings, let's talk Buffett. So Warren Buffett, again, like I said earlier in the video, he was laughed at. He was clowned. Oh, he doesn't have his magic touch anymore. That's what everybody was saying when he was sitting on all that cash. And we had people like Dave Portnoy outperforming the market, or these random ass. I cussed. That was not intended. Hopefully I don't get demonetized. These random people. I don't cuss on the channel, guys. Sometimes, in real life I do. I'm from New Jersey, New York area, guys. So, we do use that language a little bit. We throw it around a little bit. But on YouTube, I try and keep it clean, but whatever. We slipped up a little bit. It's all good. Where was I? Everybody was like, oh, he lost his touch, this, that, the third. And now look at has he lost his touch now? I mean, he's looking pretty smart, isn't he? He's looking pretty dang smart. And according to, I think the 13Fs just came out, according to a filing from the SEC, Warren Buffett, through Berkshire Hathaway, of course, they just disclosed, they purchased a $4.1 billion stake in one of the world's largest chip makers, which happens to be Taiwan Semiconductor Company. If I pull this up, the stock is up, and the ticker here is TSM. The stock is up 11.5%, and these are ADRs, guys. Keep that in mind. And they apparently that $4.1 billion stake was roughly 60 million shares of the ADRs of TSM in the 3 months ended September 3rd or September, right? That's so this he didn't necessarily buy this yesterday. This could have been months ago. This could have been a couple weeks ago or whatever. But the filing just came out, and the stock's going bananas. So honestly, he probably bought it. I'd say, I'd argue probably here in the 70s, 60s, maybe even in the high 50s. And now on the news that he is buying, of course, people are tailing the position and, coming in here. It's up again 11.5%, up over $80 a share. So, yeah, Buffett, he's banking on these semiconductors. He's betting on them, which honestly, now is a time that if you do want to make that bet, I can see why, considering Taiwan Semiconductors down 60%. At one point it was from all-time highs. That is a clear destruction. That's clear destruction right there. So people are, looking at this as maybe a value play, a bounce-back play, once the whole chip situation, semiconductor situation figures itself out. We have all these supply shortages, yada, yada, yada. We're not going to get into that in this video. So Buffett made another big move, $4.1 billion, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a lot for him, considering on the balance sheet they have a ton of cash. I don't even know how much cash they have now, but it's $4.1 billion. I mean, that is a big position. Maybe not for Buffett, but it's worth talking about, and it did make headline news today. So that's pretty interesting there. What do you guys think about that? Are you tailing this position, which I wouldn't recommend? I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but I wouldn't just blindly follow anybody, even if it's Warren Buffett, because you don't know when he's going to sell, what his what his idea is or theory is. Well, and if you know Warren Buffett, he likes holding forever. So, I mean, maybe he's never going to sell, but he's sold before, and you don't know the plan. That's the point here, which if you don't know the plan of somebody, you shouldn't even follow them, even if you knew the plan. I mean, just try and do what you want to do, and if you want to tail, super investors, mega investors, whatever you want to call it, understand what you're getting into and do your own research to begin with, right? So let's talk about Walmart. Walmart reported, and oh my goodness, is the stock breaking out. It's up 8.5%. It's at $150 a share right now. And look at this. The ascending triangle we called out is playing out. We actually, are at a multi-month high right now. No joke, multi-month. Walmart has not been at this point since the middle of May. That goes to show. I mean, we're talking 6 months ago, guys, almost to the dot. That it hasn't been here. So Walmart is overbought. I'll be honest with you all. But if we do pull back, consolidate anywhere from, let's say, 145, 46, 7, maybe we could ultimately, get that move towards 160. And who knows when the pullback's going to come, if it even comes to begin with. But overall, I'm looking here, and this clearly points to all-time highs right around the corner. Again, we have the ascending triangle playing out. Even though we're overbought, we're breaking out. We're above the moving averages. So let's see. I mean, does this go to 160, 155? I think it's very possible. So what did they do? They ended up doing, let's see here. Coming down here a little bit, guys. They ended up doing sales, or they raised their full year 23 sales growth outlook from 5.5% from 4.5%. That is a very good sign there. Let's see what else. Q3 Walmart U.S. same-store sales up 8.2%. FactSet estimate was up 3.6%. That's a very good beat there. And they ended up beating on EPS of $1.50 versus $1.32, so that's good. That was the estimate. Sales came in at $152.8 billion versus the $147.51 billion estimated. So they beat EPS, they beat revenue. What else here? Looks like they ended up, again, beating that same-store sales number. They raised their full year 23 sales growth outlook. So, I mean, this is very good news for Walmart. It's breaking out, and that is, it's rightfully so. I mean, that should happen. It does look like it deserves that breakout after being pretty much in limbo here, between $130 to $140 for a good 3.5, or almost 3 months, 2.5 months, right? So Walmart is ripping. That looks good. I think Target is ripping as well, although they didn't report today. They report tomorrow. Target's up 4%. And I'd be looking for a breakout on Target above $185. Watch that point, guys. 185 was the high from the middle of August. And we also had today Home Depot. And by the way, if you guys are still here, hit that like button. And if you haven't gotten your free money from Moomoo or from Webull, use those links down below. You get a $10 cash coupon plus up to 15 stocks from Moomoo with a $100 deposit, and each of those could be up to $2,000. And if you want 12 stocks from Webull, all you got to do is deposit any amount of money, and all those links are down below. And just know, full disclosure, guys, those links help out the channel, and I appreciate you guys as always. So Home Depot reported the stock is up 2.5%. It's breaking out of the moving averages. We've been above the highs here from the beginning of this month. We broke out of there last week. Those highs were 300. We ran all the way to 315. Now we're pretty much holding right around $315. So let's see here what Home Depot ended up doing. Let me pull down here a little bit. Hold on, guys. They ended up doing $4.24 in EPS versus the $4.13 estimated, and that beat. Revenue came in at $38.9 billion versus $38.01 billion. It looks like they reaffirmed their fiscal 22 guidance. And let me see here. Sees comparable sales growth of 3%. What's the estimate on that? I'm not sure. But looks like here Q3 same-store sales were up 4.3%. FactSet estimate was up 3.1% here. That's not too bad as well. Home Depot posts higher fiscal Q3 earnings, sales, reiterates, yada, 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 the guidance. I already mentioned that. So this looks like it is playing, obviously, in this range between $300, $305 to about $330. That is where we're playing right now. And to be honest, if I pull up this 5-day, 5-minute chart, this is gearing up for a breakout, or at least it looks like it. If it does take the highs out at 317, those were the highs from a couple days ago, this could really start pushing towards those highs. And this is also an ascending triangle. Do you guys see that? This could be pushing towards those highs from a few months ago, or months ago, from the middle of August. Those highs were 330, 335. This is where, Home Depot, I feel like in the short term, could be going. We might have about, 4 or 5% window from 315.20 to about 330, 335. So what do you guys think? That's pretty much it for this video. I didn't want to go too crazy with all the stocks or anything like that because it's a shorter video. I typically make shorter videos intraday or throughout the day, and then at the end of the day I make the bigger videos. So that's it for now. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. Don't forget to get your free stocks from Webull and from Moomoo, link down below. And with that being said, by the way, make sure to check out my second channel as well, Stocks Talks Money. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching as always. Peace out.